Friday Night Bottom Aggressive New Show. Let's be S3. I am your host, Marlon, along with Anna Hart. This will not be with us all weekend as a family celebrations, basically, all weekend long. Hope you having fun, Theas. As you can see from the title, we're just going to go through a whole bunch of Reddit stories. Anna, I tried to find on one story, but
That's
I couldn't. So we're just going to have different Reddit stories.
That's
But we're going to go into the second hour with the Am I the A-Hole Mafia video of the week, positive story of the week, which I just love this positive story of the week. I wish more people was like this. And of course, Foxy's video of the week. How's everything going, Anna?
Everything's going really well. Today, I was so greatly amused by the squirrels and the chipmunks in my front yard. We feed them peanuts. We leave walnuts, peanuts, different things out because they would come out when the bird feeds were out there, but we're all sad looking. So my mom loves to feed everybody in the neighborhood. We now have where they're getting closer and closer and they're so cute, and then our cats from inside are like, I'm gonna hunt that squirrel, doing the whole little jiggle and everything, and we're trying to remind them that there's a window in between said cat and said critter. It's been an exciting day. Marlon, I can't hear you, love.
Because I muted my own freaking self.
There you go.
Hello, everybody. Come in and have fun with us. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and follow. Hit the notification bell, but more importantly, enjoy. Afra is here. Hello, Afra.
Hello.
LOL is a really a positive story today. It is really a positive story. It is not a petty story that I find positive. It's literally a positive story. Promise you, it's really good. Although not hurting the squirrels.
No, we're feeding them. We actually, one of them just had babies because we saw her get bigger and bigger and then suddenly disappear for almost a couple weeks, and then she's back with big teats. Let's just say that. Mothering teats. And she loves the walnuts. She comes. Mom even opens up the walnuts because she's afraid that somehow they won't be able to do what they can naturally do.
Okay. That's so cute. That's so cute.
Mama heart, soft heart.
Yes, Mama heart has a soft heart.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I would have been the one that would just teach the squirrel how to use a nutcracker. I mean, learning one way or the other. I'm not gonna always be here for you. I'm gonna have to learn this now.
I want to see that.
I want to try.
I want to see the perfect sized little.
The perfect sized walnut. Yep, the little ones. Yep. Let's get this party started. I'm gonna give you everybody a real easy one at the very beginning. But I could tell you now, my answer has a twist to it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Second wedding.
Buckle up, it's a long ride. My father and I have had no contact for at least 5 years now. Long story short, his wife, I refuse to call her a stepmother, was terrible to me my entire childhood. She controlled every aspect of his life and brainwashed him into thinking I was an evil, malicious person. From the time of no contact up until last year, I had assumed that he and his wife had moved back to our home state 1,000 miles away. Last year, out of nowhere, his wife texted me and invited me to Easter dinner. Surprise! They still lived in the same state and town as me. I went to that Easter dinner and figured we could start rebuilding a relationship. Fast forward to this week, my fiance and I had finally settled on a date and destination for our wedding. We were going to get married 5 hours away from where we live because that's where most of my family and his family live now. I had gone back and forth debating whether or not to invite my father because I figured he wouldn't come anyway, and I didn't want to deal with the disappointment. My sister essentially guilt-tripped me into inviting him, saying that he would never miss my wedding. He isn't that shitty. He attended both of my other sister's weddings. Since I already invited his whole side of the family, who all live 30 minutes from the wedding destination, I said screw it and extended the invite to him and his wife. Something tells me that wasn't the right move. After a few days of no response, his wife calls me. Of course, he wouldn't call me himself, and tells me my father will not be attending due to the fact that I invited my Grams, his mother, who I have always had a good relationship with, and he refuses to be around her. His wife then proceeds to give me excuse after excuse about how terribly my Grams treated him and how it will be detrimental for him to be in the same vicinity as her. I was heartbroken. She then told me how malicious and selfish of me it was to plan the wedding at that destination and invite my Grams because I was setting my father up, forcing him to see her. This now brings us to her compromise. Why don't I plan a second wedding where we live and don't invite my Grams so that he can attend? LOL. Essentially, I'm supposed to rearrange all of my plans and compromise to cater to my father and his needs rather than him compromising and being around my Grams for a few hours. So, am I the astronaut for not planning a second wedding the day before my real wedding?
Listen, Lady Tremaine, you're an asshole.
Edit, after I declined to compromise, his wife then proceeded to have a hissy fit and tell me he would come if he had to, but made sure to let me know how miserable he would be the entire time. Needless to say, I revoked my original invite to them, blocked them both, and have gone no contact with them again. Edit, my Grams was also at my sister's wedding, which he attended, so now I know it's all just an excuse to not come. I have always been treated differently from my sisters and ostracized by them, but I had hopes now that we're all older that we would reconcile.
Oh, wow. There's so much going on with that. Where to start? I am not totally disbelieving he doesn't get along with his mother, Grams, as she was called. In fact, he seems to be one of the common denominators, and one of the things that I watch baffled with some people is that they completely change depending on who is their partner.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like, little changes for the better where you're working out more or, no, you change who you are so that you can somehow satisfy this person who never seems to truly be satisfied. Anyway, back here. Darling. One of the first rules of no contact is not contacting the person. Because it is a wedding, and you're going to have more of the family around than you usually have, he would have more ways to manipulate you at this venue than he would, say, if you just tried to go out for a dinner to celebrate. No, you're not the astronaut because you have a childish hope and wish that your father, one who helped create you, one who has, for better or worse, shaped your entire personality. You have every right to, want the love and the support from this person, but when they continually prove themselves to be unworthy of that relationship. I'm sorry, my dog is like going crazy on a chew toy right beside me.
Oh, okay.
Is that the? I don't know if you can hear it.
We can hear it.
Sorry.
He's happy.
So it's just you should have listened to that little inner voice that went, should I? Because I talk to a lot of people who have gone no contact with parents. One of the hardest decisions they ever make, and something that I see continuously can break someone's heart because they are reminded over and over what a disappointment this person has been in their life when there should have been nothing but love and support. You had a perfectly biological expectation, perfectly innocent, perfectly good. I wish you would have stopped and listened to your brain just a little bit more. But no, I cannot fault you for wanting your family at one of the biggest parts of your life. Now, I think you should do a whole second wedding. Girl, do you know what kind of a cost you are slapping down on this couple? I do not like this person, and no, they have no right to even want the stepmother title. With this, it's gonna take some time for OP to heal again. I hope that they will use that to solidify going forward. Sometimes it's a terrible feeling that kind of spurs us into the right action. And from now on, it's you and your family. And people do have to deserve to be in your inner circle. So, yeah. So not at fault.
I agree with everything you say, but I want to throw a twist, a different universal look at things and everything
Sure.
like that.
Go for it.
But here's my take on it. It's not the father. It's the stepmother. I would not be surprised if the stepfather never knew anything about the invitation to the wedding. The stepmother was the one who was doing all the calling and relaying the messages. We don't know if the daddy knows any of this is going on at all. Now, granted, I'm not taking anything away from the daddy. I'm sorry. You gonna treat my kid with the same respect I'm treating your kids. Period, point blank, in a discussion. I'm not finna lose my child because you dislike them. That ain't finna happen. This dad ain't one of them parents, apparently. I'm sorry. If you're acting like a butt to my child, and I'm just more concerned about the new wife and her kids than my own, that's not a good look, Dad. But the here and now, let's be stick to what we're talking about now. I don't think the dad knows anything of what's going on right now. I don't know. I don't think he knew that they was invited. I don't think he said anything about the the grandma or the Grammy or anything.
Mm.
I just think this is all this done by the stepmother. I guarantee you, if my theory is correct, she did get the result she wanted. She wanted to be uninvited. And I guarantee you, if she gets uninvited from there, she never gonna bring that up either. Because it's not gonna be to the father, it's not gonna be seen as uninvited. It's gonna be seen as we were never invited.
Right.
Never invited at all. You see how she
Mm-hmm.
is? Never invited.
Mm-hmm.
That's how she treats us, husband. She never even invited us to the wedding.
Could
That's
be.
terrible. That's just terrible of her to do that. Cause
So how did you know that a wedding is going on? Why are you talking about it?
yeah, why are you talking? Well, if we cared enough, sure. Cause if she's as
But
manipulative as anybody else, I overheard it. I heard
yeah.
it from the kids. The kids told me. It is
Mm-hmm.
never underestimate the power of manipulation.
Oh yeah.
It is very strong, very powerful, and always seem to be in the hands of the wrong people. They want what they want. I mean, just last week, The Legend of Cats, just last week, manipulation at its purest
Peak form.
peak form. Uh, so, yeah, never underestimate the power of manipulation.
Oh
This
yeah.
woman has manipulated this husband for so long. She did not want to be involved in this wedding, but just in case, let me find any and all ways to just make
Yeah.
sure this doesn't get through.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, you know, everybody should know by now. I hate this type of thinking. If you're gonna lie to me, make it a good lie. Because I hate when you just have a terrible lie because it just make me feel like he's so stupid he'll believe anything. You and this whole wedding was put together just to make a fool out of him because you know she don't. Oh, I'm sorry. So I found somebody, dated them, pro, got
Engaged.
engaged, put a wedding together with a date, paid for it, found everything that I needed for the wedding, got the people I wanted there just to spite somebody I haven't talked to in 5 years. Are you? Ooh, I wish this was the second hour. Are you kidding me? That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
lie, make it a good lie. I don't dislike nobody that much to put that type of Lex Luthor plan together to get back at you. That's Batman level planning right there. Afra says she's back. Sorry, got pulled off for a second. That's okay. We just got to the first story. We already said our
Me
piece,
too.
and you can always rewind it and see what the story is about. But let's go ahead and move on to the next story. And just in case, because I'm really not sure we played this story before. If we have, it was
Okay.
a long time ago because I remember everything that was recently. Um, daughter having the fourth child.
My 48 female, older daughter, 24 female, gave birth to her fourth child 6 months ago. She used to work as a dishwasher, but due to health issues stemming from her second child, chronic back pain, and then her third child, after effects of broken tailbone and more chronic pain that made standing and moving around hard, she can no longer work. She tried her best getting an office temp job, but after about a week, the woman supervising her said this isn't working out. She was a very uptight woman who claims just because always took her 3 days max to train everybody else to the data entry work that she can't just be a good person and accommodate slower learners. That woman likely caused her to get a bad reputation at the temp agency and she didn't get hired elsewhere. My daughter's boyfriend, 28 male, works at Walmart. He had much more hours when she was pregnant, but since then his hours have ebbed and flowed. He said he will take a day in the future to look for jobs, but it's the holidays and he's busy with family. I feel a lot of empathy for my daughter and her boyfriend, and I wish I could help them out more, but I myself am a single mom working for a nursing home where I struggle to get full-time hours, and my ex ran up a lot of debt in both of our names and is now living in another country. My younger daughter, 17 female, has a college fund. The amount in it would be enough to pay a large amount of a 2-year community college tuition, given the scholarships/grants she would likely get. She's applied to 4-year universities with the understanding that she'd be taking out loans and working, so she's deciding between 4 years and community college. The other shoe dropped after my older daughter's landlord found out that they were having her boyfriend's brother and girlfriend living in their 1-bedroom in exchange for them helping with the rent, and they got evicted. My daughter agrees it was wrong to lie to the landlord, and both parents are depressed because her boyfriend got a job offer 1 state away and they would have to move from their support network. They came to me asking for help so they could have more time to find financial stability here. I was torn, but seeing my grandkids, I knew my duty was to care for the most vulnerable in the family. So I will be making calls to liquidate my daughter's college fund, saying yes to understanding the penalties, and told my daughter this. She got very cold and said, "You always brag about having a good memory. I hope you remember this moment then." She's not spoken to me since. Spent Thanksgiving inquiring out with family friends to see if hospitals are keen to hire college students for kitchen or reception or anything. Made some cryptic post about how she hopes she'll be grateful one day that she won't have the privilege of studying anything outside of something technical because she needs something where she'll always be able to find a job in. Am I the astronaut?
Okay. I'm on 2 thoughts on this, and just hear me out on the first one. Although there was a college fund for the younger daughter, it was still OP's money. It was allotted for her education, but it was still OP's money, and OP could do whatever she wanted to do with that. I'm hearing way too many stories. You no college fund. You got a college. You used her college fund. I dare you use a college fund. Bruh, it wasn't until Reddit I even knew there was such thing as a college fund. It was scholarship, loans, or you didn't go. That was how you got through college. Is it nice? Yeah, I'm not taking that away. I'm not taking it away that you did a lot for this to be used for your younger daughter's college fund. Now, she may have to find a job. Maybe she doesn't have to take out loans and everything else. Now, so I'm not going to give you an A-hole score for that. That it was your decision. What I am going to give you an A-hole score on is this. You just showed your younger daughter that you are rewarding the older daughter for bad decisions. Having a 4th child where you probably can't afford 1, getting kicked out of your apartment because you knew you was breaking the rules. I don't know how to take the whole, she hurt her tailbone and everything. I don't know. I'm not here for that one way or the other, but sorry, your daughter is not making the greatest decision in the world, so I take that as with a grain of salt. It may be a little bit of pain, but whatever. And you're saying they're not going to be homeless. They're just moving away. And they're moving away from their support group. Well, maybe they need to. Maybe they need to learn how to stand on their own 2 feet for a change instead of always running the ball. Because the funny thing about it, OP, that you never said, not one time, not once did you say, and they can move in with me till they get themselves together. You ain't say that once. You want to help from afar. With money allotted, again, it is your money. I'm not taking that away that it is your money. You can literally do whatever with that money that you want to do. But you're putting a Band-Aid on a knife cut deep
Like
into
gaping wound. Yeah.
the room. You're just patching the issue. You're not fixing it. You're just kicking the can down the road. You're not getting to the core of getting these 2 people to get their crap together. I mean, sorry, I don't want to be jumping on you because I know it's a hard decision to make. But oh my God, your daughter just had a 4th child 6 months ago. The first thing you need to tell your daughter, will you please get your butt on some birth control? This is getting out of hand. One of y'all need to be on some type. Y'all just keep popping out kids. And I don't want to hear anybody say that it's their body, it's their choice. If it affects other people, it is not their choice anymore. Your body, your choice means you make the decision that's best for you. If you bring in anybody else to set themselves on fire to keep you warm, it's not your choice anymore. It's doing what the living hell you want to do. I know it ain't the second hour, but I'm sorry. This woman girl is pissing me off because I see it way too many times. You are allowed, and I'll end it with this. Your daughter is allowed to make these bad decisions because UOP is her safety net. She'll never hit rock bottom because you're going to always be there to grab for her, so she would never hit rock bottom. And that's terrible. And now your younger daughter, yeah, she gave you a fair warning. You better remember this. I don't know about the no contact and all that other stuff. I don't think she's at that level yet. But I at the level of OP's younger daughter, we need some money because I ain't got it. I would have had it if I had a college degree and had a better paying job. But since I don't have it. And I'm working really hard not to be on the same path as my oldest daughter, as your older daughter, my oldest sister.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep my way out of being on that same path. So sorry, I don't have the money to spare. I got to keep a roof over my head. I got to keep food in my refrigerator. I got to keep my car running. Or the worst case scenario, I still need money for the bus too, or the train, or Uber. So I ain't got it for y'all. That's the path you just put your younger daughter on. So good luck. But till you change, I don't see them changing. That's all.
I'm not sure exactly where I land on the it's your money. It's their money, which they already had an agreement that it was for cause A. Not only does it look bad, but you're giving the younger sibling the image of, I don't even care to have your input. I'm gonna make a decision unilaterally that will affect everyone's life. Because I'm not sticking to the plan. You know, the sister might have felt different had they got to have more of a working decision in this as well. Like, yeah, hey, I don't want my sister to go without. I do question what is going on over there, because your second pregnancy disabled you to the point of not being able to work. And then your third pregnancy broke you. What are you doing with the fourth? It's just, I would question her ability. Like, I looked at my body, my capabilities, and said, nope, I cannot do children. I cannot give them what I would want to give them. The energy, the attention, I don't have it. It would be cruel of me to assume that I can still go ahead and make babies and then expect everybody else to help me. I mean, granted, when a baby comes into a family, there's a lot of help that comes in. But you can never assume that's always going to be there. I feel really bad for the children, the nieces, nephews, whichever they are, and for the younger sister. Now, the question is the parent, am I correct on that? Is the parent the... Huh.
Let me break in one second. I just want
Yeah.
to piggyback that last statement that you made. I feel sorry for the nieces and nephews and the younger daughter, the only innocent people in this whole story.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. I just want to make that perfectly clear.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you are kind of... I don't think I'd go as far to say astronaut, but you're at fault. This lands squarely in your lap. These are bad choices of how you're going about it. You know, like you mentioned, there was never any, you need a home? I've got a home. You need to restart, recalibrate? Let's figure it out. It should not come at the expense of your other child. I just, I really feel like that daughter was done dirty because she had a college fund. She probably worked all throughout her schoolhood and to know that, yeah, my parent would rather clean up after one than help propel the other. It's a very strange trajectory that you have set your family on. There were so many other choices that you could have made here. And I do not fault you for wanting to help your family. That, one of the most natural feelings, we all get that. At the expense of another, that's where you have to slow down. And I feel like at the crux of it, that's nobody's slowing down. Nobody is thinking it through. What is going to happen if I do A? These circumstances would come out. If I do B, most likely this circumstance would come out. We have lost so much of our critical thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the ways that we see a lot of young folk who are just expecting somebody else to clean up. Life don't work that way. Oh. You a jerk. You definitely a jerk. You did your other daughter dirty.
Yeah. Once you said what you said, critical thinking, what you gonna do when that money runs out
Mm.
and nothing's changed?
How long are you going to
Or
pay?
or God forbid, here comes baby five. I'm just
And
saying.
what happens when those babies are left without a mother? I mean,
Afrosine. They need to learn effective birth control methods and techniques. The husband clearly has neither pull-out game nor stick to itness. Yeah.
start.
I'm Afro,
Yeah.
you ain't lying.
I detect no lies. That was a
I'm sorry, because I thought, hey, my thought was, you too hurt to work. You ain't too hurt to have babies, though, buddy. You to make them and have them. Sorry, let me rephrase it. To make them, to carry them, and to have them. But to work, nope, nope. Tailbone hurt. Nope. Okay. Anyway, moving
a
on.
broken tailbone is an incredibly painful thing. I am not knocking what has happened to her body, and pregnancy in itself is disabling.
Yes,
This is
you're
where
right.
bad choices are being made by this young mother.
So stop doing it. You had two. Every time you have a child, something happens to your body.
Mm-hmm.
Stop.
What happens when those children don't have a mother? You have to think about these kinds of things when you have kids.
Right. All right. Let's get on to the next one. One good. We got 20 minutes left. Let me get to this one, and if we have time for the second one, then we'll go ahead and do it. But I want to have the fun one And Anna,
Mm-hmm.
we have this thing where we go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I'm going to change this just on this story. You're going to speak first on this one. Oh, wait a minute. It is your turn to speak first. Never mind. Oh, that was a waste of time saying all that. You are next. So good timing. Boyfriend yelling at me over my pajamas.
My boyfriend and I have been dating for 2 years, and in the beginning of our relationship, he has gotten angry at me for wearing pajamas or loungewear around the house. He says it feels like I'm not putting any effort for him.
Looks down, sees
But-
pajamas.
But I've told him I value comfort and practicality, and also I don't want to dirty my nicer clothes if I'm staying home all day. We still don't see eye to eye on this, but I've tried to compromise by wearing what makes me comfortable at home and dressing sexier when we go out together or when we're intimate. For the most part, this has worked. But there was an issue several weeks ago where he came home while I was half asleep, saw that I was wearing a tank top that had a stain on it, and woke me up to yell about how disgusting and disrespectful this was. To clarify, this tank top was completely clean. It had been washed several times, but the stain just won't come out. I can't bring myself to throw out lightly stained or ripped clothes because it feels wasteful, and I try to repurpose them as pajamas. Today I came home a little after 9 p.m. I said hello to him, told him I'd join him in a second, and went to change into pajamas. He asked if I could stay wearing my regular clothes, and I told him I'd prefer not to, explaining that I was tired, uncomfortable, and in pain from period cramps, and continued changing. This angered him, and he said that it was disrespectful to wear my pajamas after he specifically asked me not to. He said that it was unfair that I wore cute clothes in front of everyone else all day just to wear grimy clothes in front of him, especially after he was kind enough to give me a ride to work and pick me up something from the store. He also argued that my outfit didn't look that uncomfortable.
You.
I tried to point out that the pajamas I changed into are clean, and it was hurtful to hear that he thinks I'm grimy and disgusting when I'm just wearing normal house clothes. I also tried to tell him that even if my clothes don't look that uncomfortable, I was. And again, I'm in pain from period cramps. I didn't even bother trying to explain that the only reason I dressed semi-nicely is because he's yelled at me and made me feel bad in the past for wearing comfortable clothing like leggings and hoodies. He just continued yelling, so I shut him down and went to bed. I just don't like feeling like I owe someone something pretty to look at, and that me looking attractive to him is more important than my physical comfort. This has been a point of contention multiple times in our relationship where he has pressured me to wear high heels or revealing clothing that I'm not comfortable with because it's what he likes. I also feel like he might be punishing me because I went out for dinner with a friend, another woman, and while out, a man approached us and tried to hit on both of us. I have compromised a lot on this issue, but how can I tell him my comfort in my own home is not something I am willing to compromise on?
With those exact words. My own comfort in my own house is not something I am willing to compromise on. If he can't accept that, girl, go. Do not look back. This is so controlling. He wants you with a nice Donna Reed set of pearls. Life is greatly not like that. You need to go find yourself one of them trad wives. This guy is the a-hole. Not you. Not you.
I'll make a compromise with you, sir. And I'm speaking on behalf of OP. I'll make a compromise for you. I'll wear the high heels and the dress and Brady Bunch look at everything else. But we're going to keep to the Brady Bunch look, okay? Okay? We're going to keep to the Brady Bunch look. I put all this on. You got to keep on your three-piece suit. If you don't wear a three-piece suit to work, you need to find you a three-piece suit to wear and wear that until it's time to go to bed. Only when it's time to go to bed. Not when it's time to go play video games or to relax or anything else. No. You change that suit at the bedside. Put your pajamas on at bedside and get into bed. Sounds stupid, don't it? You don't want a girlfriend. You want a centerpiece. You want a very lovely base. You don't want a girlfriend. And bruh, I'm gonna tell you right like this. As soon as I get home, I'm in some pajamas. I'm getting the crap out of whatever it is that I want. First of all, ew, I wore this all day at work. Why in the world do I want to walk around the house with the same clothes on? Are you serious? You disgusting bastard. I want this off of me. But second of all, it's my house. I want the one place on the planet that you should feel comfortable being at is your house. Thirdly, I'm looking at you kind of strangely, bruh. Who don't like their girlfriend wearing pajamas? I'm sorry. Foxy put on some pajamas. Some of them pajamas is like,
Yep.
hey, you talking to me? What you talking about? What you saying? It's just pajamas, Marlon. Yeah, I wasn't talking to you, Fox. I'm talking to the pajamas. What you trying to yeah. You stay out of this, miss. I'm talking to bro, I'm gonna have to look at you kind of strange. Like, what's going on with you? If my wife walks in here with high heels on and some, my first thing ain't, oh, you look great for bedtime. My first question is, where you going? Because that ain't normal. I get home, I put my pajamas on, and I'm chilling for the rest of the day until it's time to go to bed. That's it. I put on the weekend, I put the jeans on just to do the show because it make it feel like I'm at work. Once I put the show together, them jeans come right off. I put my pajamas right back on. Because I'm done. So I don't know what to tell you. But I think I done covered everything.
Well, how is your girlfriend not attractive to you? I know you went over PJs and all that. Just as is.
He don't want PJs. He wants lingerie.
Right.
PJs is not up to his standard.
I'm sure she looks cute as hell. It says a lot that I want you to change for me. I want you to change how you look, how you act, how you are, how you come across. Girl, run. Please. Please.
This is giving off and I've been looking at this lately, and I have to balance it out, and I have to balance out the trend that I see, and oh, this is Reddit. So
I know.
I have to balance it out. I do see the trend of always, and this boyfriend is coming off like this. OP, you can do exactly what he says, and he'll find something else.
Mm-hmm.
He's just giving off that vibe, like he's slowly trying. He's not dating you. He's trying to date somebody who he think he can manipulate to be the woman he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's something else is gonna change. It's got it now. It's that. Why can't I not do lingerie every week? Why can't I not? Why you got your hair looking like that? Why you not why you taking your makeup off? As a matter of fact, you need to come home and refresh your makeup. For me, I just he's just giving off that vibe that he's just going to change it and change it till he get the tread wife, like Abba said. Get the tread wife that he wants. How bad can it get? Why you always got to work? I don't trust where you work at. Why you got to work anyway? I make enough money for both of us, which is actually kind of funny when men and women say that. I make enough money for both of us, and then now I'm mad at you because I have to work so hard. Like, bruh, pick a path. So, let's see what everybody has to say out here before we go into the second hour. Sir, I will wear whatever I want to. Boy, bye. I miss Tracy with that. Boy, bye. I miss Tracy with that. I miss Tracy hearing that because she doesn't do it on her show anymore.
No.
Boy, bye. He needs to calm down. She could wear nice house clothes that feels comfortable and get him to give back at belly rubs. But also probably time to throw up the deuces. Yeah. Probably long time to throw them up. They both sound stubborn and obstinate, but he's wrong for demanding and shouting. I don't think she's stubborn. I think she thinks what she thinks. What 99% of the world thinks. I'm home. I want out of these clothes that's been, depending on where you work, then I'll just use downtown where I work. I've been walking around in this cars and dust and smoke and food and everything else. I don't want to wear that around the house too. That's ew. Instead, it matters to me. So I want my partner to wear nice garments in the house, clean, well fit, no tatters, etc. But not outside clothes that's been outside in the streets. Afra, this is so funny that you should say that. Because as much as I'm sitting here shouting and hooping and hollering, you need to wear what's comfortable, everything. Boy, let it be a shirt I wear that has a hole in it. Or let Foxy wear some bedroom shoes that's just like old, tattered, dirty, and everything else. Then I do have a problem. Or we have a problem. So I see a point. Like, you can be comfortable, and then there's a, come on, just buy another sleep shirt. Seriously? It got
It's
more holes.
wasteful. As she pointed out, there is a big movement behind repurposing and not always going to find something that is new and looks like it's well put together. What is the harm of a hole, some fringe that's not there? You don't have to create the waste and the slave labor that a lot of clothing takes these days.
Depending on the wear and tear of the clothes. If it has a little stain on it, fine. If it has a little hole in it, fine. If it looks like a Mickey Mouse have taken to eating inside and outside your shirt, and there is more your skin showing than the shirt showing, it is time to throw it away. It's the equivalent of the hole in the sock.
Or repurpose it. And
or repurpose it. I don't mean throw it away. I get what you're saying. Throw away now.
Yep.
Now you clean the sink with it. Now I get
yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
But let's not put this on your body no more. Like, you just
Mm-hmm.
home, shower, nice house clothes, underwear, robe, slippers, etc. In that order. In that order.
Good
Uh,
luck, because
there,
that is a tall order.
there are comfortable and there are still alluring pajamas, lingerie. And I see what you're
Mm-hmm.
saying, but it sounds like he wants lingerie on regardless if it's comfortable for her or not.
Right. In fact, the more not comfortable, the more he seems to like it.
Yeah. I wear everything from a house coat to lingerie. A house coat?
Mm-hmm. I wear a house coat at times.
I got a robe.
It's
I just
very much like a robe, but
oh okay. Uh,
it's like I
and
wouldn't want the neighbors to come over and I'm in my bonnet and I have only a nightshirt on, like not appropriate.
that's true.
So I would throw on a house coat, if somebody's at the door, something like that. Yeah, it is a lot like a robe.
Yeah. They may just be mismatched.
Hmm.
Again, that's totally who cares? Is it comfortable? It's all that matters. I 9 out of 10, my stuff matches closely. I mean, and maybe that's my point. They closely match. I don't think I actually go out of my way to find pants that goes with the shirt for my, for going to bed.
Right. Well,
I
and
just
Afra, I do assume here you are willing to put in all of this work that you are asking for as well, right? You wouldn't expect this of your partner, but then have no standards for yourself. That's what this story came across as.
yeah, he is not saying you do not look good in what you're wearing. He is basically saying, why do you look better outside and inside? Why are you giving the outside world the best of you than you giving to me? And regardless of her saying, I just want to be comfortable. Because not one time did you go, look, or OP, you didn't say it in the story. You never said once that he said he would go out and buy you what he would like for you to wear. And the only reason I say that is because I'm curious of what he would get.
Mm.
And if it's something uncomfortable, then we're correct on what we're saying. He wants you to be uncomfortable because you are a very lovely base. You're eye candy. You're just there for appearances. But I don't see him wearing a suit. When I listen to it, it sounds like she's specifically refusing to wear some nice things he purchased for her. I never heard that.
I did not
Did
get that at
hear,
all.
I did not hear him say
Anything about buying her.
what she was. He is specifically, to me, sounded like he's saying, I want you to wear this stuff that's very uncomfortable, this stuff that's very uncomfortable to you, this stuff that is very uncomfortable to you, this thing that's very uncomfortable to you. She wears a shirt that has a stain on it. He loses his freaking mind while she's in bed. That's disrespectful. Bruh, you wasn't even here when she put it on. Why are you so mad? What is up? How was your day at work? Who pissed you off? Because something is wrong with you. I purchased nice roll slippers, t-shirts, underwear, pajamas, and tees, etc. for my partner to wear in the home. I've even made and mended things. No raggedy attire in my boudoir. And if that's a rule of yours, cool. But it's two people who agree to that. It is your
Right.
boundary. basically.
Right.
It is your boundary. The neighbors, girl, they're not invited. City life. I was about to say that, Amber. If I'm at home in my pajamas, I'm not changing. Sorry, I'm not. Granted, I'm not coming with no shirt on or something like that, or in my boxers or anything else. But bruh, you know I was home. You know I just got off work. You know I'm not. No,
I wouldn't change just comfortable clothes. I'm talking about being in a nightshirt where I am showing things, kind of thing.
things,
I would
things are,
not.
yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
would put on a house coat.
the mismatch of people slash couples. It may be really as simple as that. These people are not just.
I mean, and he needs to do some self-searching as to why is it that looks are so important to him.
Nope, I'm very superficial. If I'm clean and pretty, you need to be too. You cannot be a slob in the house and expect me to look like Barbie. Agreed.
Yeah,
I totally agree with that. Like I said,
and I figured that you would not be telling somebody else to do this without reaching these standards for yourself. That's a very different story from what we just heard.
I thought OP said something about him complaining that she wouldn't wear the nice things he purchased for her in the home. I don't remember him saying that. And it still sounds like if he did, it's lingerie type stuff that she finds uncomfortable. And to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, lingerie isn't a nighttime going to sleep type of thing.
Lingerie is usually a very suggestive, come with me to the boudoir.
Yeah, it has a purpose,
yeah.
so to speak. Now, I'm not saying it is. I've been a male all my life. I don't know. There may be some very comfortable lingerie out there.
Oh, sure.
I don't know. I just never heard of it. I've just heard, hey, there's a purpose to this attire, and now the purpose is done, and I'm going to put on something comfortable. I throw on a robe or something, but I also don't receive or answer unannounced visitors, security.
Mhm.
And let's go ahead and get to the last message from the last story. I'm just saying, you're not taking hormonals because no diaphragm, no male or female condoms, IUDs, patch on a thigh or a head job, use other cavities, anything besides y'all having another baby.
Yes. Cheers to that.
That's all we are asking of you. By the way, hand job or anything.
Hey.
Our
Our bodies have these holes. We noticed.
Yes. Use them. Not the same one that seems to keep. No, I'm not going to even repeat myself. Let's go ahead and get into the second hour. Again, am I the A-hole Mafia video of the week? Afra, a real positive story of the week. And of course, Foxy's video of the week. 3-minute break to reboot and refresh. And we'll see everybody on the other side. Stay tuned.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free. I always say dreaming, never imagined I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground, I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Higher to a bird. You, I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free.
We are back, and without further ado, let's go ahead and pay those bills. Radical Truth to Power tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we will do the news of the week, because we got some doozies. So please tune in for that one. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com/Tracy Media Fan. Help support Tracy and all of her endeavors. I am just saying that because, Tracy, I know you wanted me to use something else. I just don't know how to say it for your All Black Women Symposium on your Patreon page. So please text me exactly how you would like for me to say that so I can promote that symposium. Please do not forget to go to Anna Hart's website, BorelliaCenter.com. Learn something that you didn't think you need to know, but you should. Please do not forget to go to Theus's website, OurUnitedCore.com, Communities Build Movement, in which he has placed a new 30-minute video on there. So please go over there, take a look at it. And if you need to, you can reach me at radtp@outlook.com. That's RAD, toilet paper @outlook.com.
And this hour is now called
for the first time in a long time, and this is the Mama Heart Hour. Come on, I was doing so good. Uh-oh.
You got it.
Wait a minute. Susan, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Susan, we're at 8 o'clock both Saturdays and Sundays now.
Yeah.
So we've already did the first hour. So we just figured it doesn't make any sense to come on 9 o'clock on Saturdays and 8 o'clock on Sundays. So we decided just to do 8 o'clock all the way across the board. So that's our new time in case you missed it. But yeah. Hello, Parker is in the house. Marla still got
Parker.
balloons. I told y'all, and I'm losing them slowly. I lost 2 out of them, so they're going down. I've lost 2 of them, but hey, I
No.
might have balloons.
Mhm.
Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Am I the a-hole? I am going to give everybody the easy one tonight and the really tough one tomorrow. So prepare for that one. So it is one that's going to be tough tomorrow.
All right.
So, but I'll give you the easy one tonight. Refusing to babysit.
My aunt is retiring. She's made plans to go on a cruise, 3-day stay in Hawaii, and then back. All of her children are going. They invited our side of the family. Nobody told me. I'm not on Facebook, which is the only place they communicate. They have my number. No one asked me, though. My entire family made plans for weeks to go. They made accommodations and bought tickets for everything. No one mentioned it to me in all of that time. Finally, it's a week away, and I bring up to my family at our parents' house about how I hope she has fun and should I get her a gift, etc. And my sister says, yeah, grab her something. We'll give it to her on the cruise. This is the first I'm hearing about them going. They said they assumed I was staying to watch the babies for them. My cousin's 3-year-old, my sister's 2-year-old, and twin infants. We assumed you were staying to watch our children. Wow. We know OP's role in this family. Shit. I feel like they didn't tell me specifically, so I'd be the only person not going and they could try to force all the kids on me. Well, I told them no thanks. I told them I still had time to make accommodations and come too, and I would like to go. I honestly didn't want to go after feeling left out like that, but I figured maybe if it was really an accidental issue of being left out, they wouldn't mind. I took the time off, and then my cousin, who was coordinating the entire thing, texted me saying she was so sorry, but there's no space left, and she only secured enough for everyone that RSVP'd, and the cruise is sold out, but I'm welcome to fly out and hang with everyone in Hawaii if I can find my own accommodations. But since everyone planned on me taking the kids, I need to find childcare for their kids first. Oh, I told her no one ever called me to even discuss me taking their kids. She didn't reply. Nobody was replying. So since I already had the time off, my boyfriend and adult son and I decided to take our own vacation. We all packed up the day before my family left and took off for a week-long vacation a few states away. I purposely didn't tell anybody. Hell yeah, OP, hell yeah. Fight fire with fire. You fight petty with petty. I started getting calls the next morning as everyone was coming to my house expecting to drop off their kids. I didn't answer. I refused their calls and ignored their messages the whole trip. We had a fantastic time and made great memories. When I got back, my family was furious. They said multiple people had to drop out of the trip and couldn't get their money back because they couldn't find last-minute childcare. I told them that's too bad. That sucks so much. They should have arranged something before they left. I reminded them no one ever set up anything with me. And since I already had the time off, I decided to enjoy that with my family. I'm sorry it didn't work out, but I never offered to watch anyone's kids. You all assumed I would because you didn't invite me to keep me free to watch them. You didn't coordinate. I had other plans. That's how it works. My cousin thinks I'm being the complete asshole. That isn't how families treat each other. It was an accident that no one told me, but it's not her fault. She assumed I had been told and assumed I'd be okay with having the kids because I have before, with discussion and coordination, that is. She thinks I was being really selfish and childish and purposefully going out of my way to be an asshole. She's even saying I'm lucky they didn't call the police on me for child abandonment because they expected me to be home and able to care for them all. That's what Navy Thunder would say about that. And she's almost 2. I told her that's ridiculous. You can't just assume and expect things without my permission and input, and you can't report me to the police for not wanting to care for your babies. Was I being the asshole for all this? Should I have just kept things peaceful and spent time with the kids since I got time off anyways? I could have done some fun things with them, but I really didn't want to. My house is not kid-proof, and honestly, I don't really enjoy spending time with the kids. Yes, I had my own, but I'm not really a kid person, and he's an adult now. Those days are behind me. I'm not very interested in reliving them with other people's kids.
Oh, I'm so glad it's my 2 things I'm so grateful for. That 1, it's my time first, and 2, it's the second hour. let's put some things in perspective. Your family, OP, is a bunch of fucking liars. Period. Point blank. In the discussion, we're done. Why? Because they said it's not our fault that we forgot to tell you. So apparently, y'all motherfuckers got together and decided upon this, though. Y'all can communicate with each other, but you can't communicate with the person that's supposed to babysit all your kids. You're liars. Second of all, y'all have no idea how the law works. So I love this part where we should have called the police. I would love for you to call the police and explain this to them and see which one of y'all get in the most trouble. Trust me, it ain't gonna be OP. Just a hunch. So let me get this straight. You didn't tell them that you was gonna drop the kids off to babysit while you go on a week-long trip and then come back and get them. Yeah, we gonna need your name and your license, please. Thirdly, the audacity of this whole thing. It's not like they were saying, we thought you was gonna stay home and watch the kids. Because they didn't even have the balls to say that, Anna. They just didn't even have the balls to say that. They basically told you, we're going to manipulate this situation to a way where that's your only choice in the matter, is to stay and watch the kids. I don't know about y'all. Sorry. I'm on a cruise. I want my kids with me. I've been on many of the cruises. One of the joyous things about the cruise is watching the kids on the cruise. I've never had much fun. It's exciting to see them try new foods, watch them in the ocean, watch them go to different countries, eat different foods in the different countries, learn the different languages, walk around and see the different atmosphere. You just basically told him, nah, you go to auntie's house and you just gonna stay there while my grown ass go and have fun. You're not the a-hole. I'm with UOP on one thing that you said that's absolutely 100% correct. I've raised mine. I'm done, son. I don't have a problem watching from time to time, but my child grown. My children, I'm talking to myself. My children is grown. I did my job and I got fired. I did my job. Do I watch the grandkids? Yes. All the time. Not one of my grandkids, not one of my kids have ever came to me and told me, because they know better, but this is your obligation. They know better. No. My obligation is living in another house with their husband. That my obligation is over. I'm done. So, like I said, so glad this is the second hour, because I can literally say, OP, you can pretty much just pick up the phone next time, say fuck you, and hang up. But then again, you're taking an opinion from somebody. I mean, you're taking advice from somebody who keeps these crazy ass damn stories really short. I'm not holding a conversation with your crazy ass. You knew what you was doing wrong. I caught your ass doing wrong. Fuck off.
Hint, hint, parents. Never assume that childcare is owed to you and will be given. No. Marlon, I have a question for you about cruises. Because
Hmm?
I'm somebody who has never been on a cruise. I don't really know what you would do. So, are there specific cruises that they would like be all around the kids and family, or
Yeah.
could you just bring kids to a cruise and could they have fun at an adult kind of thing? So,
Yes, and yes. There are cruises. Carnival and Disney. Disney is automatically kids, like really.
okay.
But it is the most fun. It's also really the most expensive. But it is
Ooh.
the most adults I have seen on YouTube said Disney cruises are the most fun, even for adults. Like it is spectacular. Carnival, let's just say Carnival is the party cruise. Like period point blank. That's all that Carnival is there for is for cruising. Um um and then I don't know the names of the other ones I'm gonna tell you about,
Okay.
but I know there are cruises that's for older adults. I know there's cruises that are for adults. I know there's cruises that is more glamorous. I know there's cruises that are known for their spectacular food, but then you have to take the minus away from it too. So you have the spectacular food, you're not gonna have the nightlife.
Okay.
You're gonna have the you know, the adult variety. I mean, there's one literally Virgin Cruises I know of that is literally on the adult variety.
okay.
Not they're not gonna go out there like a whole whorehouse of Texas type style places, but you gotta know what the cruise is for. Okay,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
busy that way. Um, and then you have cruises that's for adults. Period. Will the kids come? Yeah. Will the kids enjoy themselves? Probably not.
Hmm.
So yeah, there are different cruises for
Okay.
different types of people. Anna, if you ever go on a cruise, because I've said this for a lot of people,
Hmm.
the only neurodivergent thing you will probably even fall into is you probably just don't want to look at the ocean.
I
Other than
love
that,
looking at the ocean.
oh, then you would have a ball. You would literally have a ball. Check if there are some cruises that will allow you to have your service dog, so you can check with that. But as for wheelchairs and things like that, no problem at all. Even on Carnival, you should see how many motorized vehicles is rolling up and down these hallways
That's awesome.
at
I'm
all times of the night. And to anybody who hasn't been on a cruise, you're not gonna feel a damn thing. These cruises are huge. Trust me. When you go inside, you forget you're literally on the ocean. You literally forgot you're on the ocean. Like it takes you going outside to go, holy crap, I forgot I'm middle of the Atlantic. And by the way, the last thing I'm gonna say, and then we'll get back to the story.
okay.
Whoo, the ocean is huge. Like
Mm-hmm.
when I tell you, you will have some times where you do not get to your destination. It's called Fun Day. Really, what it said is it takes you 2 days to get to your next destination.
Okay.
Then it'll
Okay.
take a day to get you to your next destination, and then another day to get, depending on how long you're out there, and then another day to get to your next destination, and then 2 days to get back to the United States. Which one
How
of those days again is Fun Day.
how far do you usually go on the boat?
Jamaica,
Oh,
Caribbean,
from
Mexico,
Florida, from
to all those places. The Caribbean to Mexico to Aruba.
okay.
They can go wherever it is that you see them at.
Okay.
And if I was you and you want to catch it, you'll probably be leaving out of You in Colorado? I mean Washington. No, what the hell did
I'm not in the
Colorado?
mountains. Well, I'm in the mountains, but I'm not in those mountains.
You probably leave it out of LA.
Hmm.
And LA will take you someplace different. I mean, let's
To go
face
to
it.
Hawaii.
Yes, Hawaii too. There's a whole
Wow.
bunch of Hawaiian crews out of LA. You're not that far from it.
Right.
So, yeah. Anyway, so
Interesting. Okay, so like y'all thought you had this cleverly planned. You knew she wasn't on Facebook. She wasn't going to be around any of the planning. You didn't say anything to her the times when she was around. You assumed. There is a brilliant little saying about this word. When you assume, you make an ass of you and me. It is in the very spelling of the word. This looks so bad on all of the family, and like I understand this is petty. It doesn't feel petty. This feels so like a big statement of fuck you all and your assumptions and how much you don't think of me in this family. So I will go have a good time. And as we had made no agreements about me and your children, that's your problem, bitch. You call the cops, please. Go ahead. You wanted to just endanger and drop your children off. No, no. Go. I'm glad you had a good time. Feel no guilt about that. None.
cool thing about cruises is you have a lot of variety in what you do. Either relax time, do activities, things, etc. And it's all right there when you go
Oh.
on many trips and or excursions or at destinations. Yeah.
So they
And
could have chosen a place that had a lot of activities available for kids. Like
Carnival cruise,
they could
Carnival
have.
cruise have a place where you could drop the kids off to play and have fun, and the adults can go do what their thing is. They just did not want to pay for the kids. Let's just call it the way it is,
Yeah.
because you have to pay for the kids. You did not want to watch the kids while you go get drunk, because one thing about Carnival, ooh, they have a drink package.
Really? Okay.
The drink package is 15 alcoholic drinks per day.
Are you
That's like $400 per person. And the bad part about it is, if me and Foxy stay in the room and I want the drink package, Foxy automatically has to get the drink package too. That's a thing. It also adds in specialty drinks like coffee, specialty coffees, things like that. So you don't always got to drink that nasty crap that they have over there. But yeah, if you think some people don't drink 15 alcoholic drinks a day, yeah, they do.
Oh.
The
There are
secret,
some days when I drink 6 cups of tea in a day. And to me, that's a lot.
Oh, this is alcohol. The secret. Most of the places don't actually take that long to get to. They just keep you on the boat in between to enjoy and or spend money on the ship.
Mm-hmm. You're paying for the experience of traveling on a boat. I mean, I can see it, and that looks lovely in my mind's eye.
And if I was to give any advice, the first time you go on a cruise and you go off of it, just um go to walking distance from the ship. I mean, because they have a lot of places that you can walk to for shopping, for eating, for everything.
Okay.
And this near the cruise, it's like less than a mile away from the boat.
Good.
The second advice that I would give is if you want to set up an excursion, please set up the excursion through the ship. Is it more expensive? Hell yeah, it is, and they know it. The problem is it's also insurance for you. If that excursion runs you late to get back to the ship has to wait for you to get back. If you set up an excursion by yourself with a third party and that third party gets you late, that boat will leave you. I'm going to tell you now, Anna, if you want to have a whole bunch of fun and a whole bunch of cringe, when we get off the air or tomorrow when you want to do it, type in pier runners. It is the most entertaining freaking thing you ever want to see. These are people, that is exactly what I said. The boat is going to leave, and these people are running for their damn life to get back to the ship. Because they either went to a bar and got drunk, they went to an excursion and they got back, they went to and I guarantee you, sorry, but not sorry, some of these places, some of these people really think the ship ain't going to leave me. The ship will leave you. The ship has 4,000 more people on the boat. You is not that damn important to them. I don't care if you have the suite on the boat. They will
Millions?
They
Couple
take
hundred.
take
Millions?
3,999 people compared to you. And how will you get back on the ship? You're going to have to rent or fly to the next destination to get back on the ship. So at the very least, they'll let you back on at your expense. Dumbass. Tracy, I was pleased that I ate well, but also was so active that I didn't gain weight on the cruise I went on. Tracy earlier said I gained 15 pounds on the last cruise that she went on. I didn't gain weight like that because I didn't eat like that. Not to say I didn't eat.
Well, is it so I'm wondering now, was it a lot of gourmet food? Was it
it's a lot
really
of
rich?
It's a lot of buffets, a lot of desserts. There's a main dining hall, and all of these are included. So you can eat to your heart content. There is no, unless you go to a specialty place where you have to pay. There's steak places and Italian places and places like that where you have to pay up front. But the free stuff, so to speak, eat as much as you want to. They will tell you if you go to the dining hall, the dining place, the dining hall, whatever you want to say it, the main dining hall, you can eat whatever you want. You could order something, take one bite of it, realize you don't like it, and tell them to take it back and get me something else. And they'll do it.
How well can they accommodate things like diabetes or
all of them?
Cool. Hey.
As long as you tell them, of course. Like they're not
right.
But yeah, all of them. Allergies, yeah.
Allergy, yeah. Cool. That's great.
Yeah, they will meet those requirements. As a matter of fact, I kind of think that they are asking that now when you book. What are your dietary restrictions?
Cool.
Because they base you. I mean,
Yeah, accessibility is a really big issue.
we say a lot about, diabetes, high blood pressure, things like that. We could
Yeah.
go as far as the minor, I ain't gonna say minor because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but the minor things like I'm a vegan, I'm a vegetarian.
Right.
I'm things like that. I just don't eat those things, and they'll accommodate you. Oh yeah, I forgot the drinking part because I don't drink alcohol and never have. Don't.
Don't start,
don't,
honey. Don't
don't,
start.
don't.
The
Don't even start.
thing with me, I always take one little sip from somebody else, and like that's good. I'm as drunk as everybody else.
I
I
do
have no tolerance.
I have done specialty drinks. I have Foxy has done the Bloody Mary that you will not believe because it is covered in candied bacon and the celery and everything. Her blood pressure, her ankles swole because of her blood pressure.
Foxy.
So yeah. Tell Anna about the meetup orientation that you have to do. Oh, cannot remember what the name of it is, and it's a lot better. I'll get to this, and then we'll move on to the next story. It's the orientation where they have to go through the ship's safety drill. If something happens on the ship, you put this vest on, you blah 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 blah, you blah 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 blah. Years ago, before the pandemic, this was done outside in groups of hundreds of people in the sun, packed together, just miserable. The pandemic has proven, oh, not only can we do this inside, we can do this in smaller groups. And oh, by the way, we can do the whole thing in 2 minutes. Which I guarantee you, when we first went, it was 5 minutes out in that sun.
Is this something you have to come to like before the cruise?
It's mandatory. Yeah, it's mandatory. You have to go.
For
It's
2
best
minutes?
just to go. It's mandatory that you have to go, and it's just best to just go when you get on the cruise. They'll tell you what place to go to.
Oh, okay.
They tell you, you're done. Muster drill. Muster something. I don't think it was a drill, but it's muster something.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
I would want to know. I would want to, okay, show me the vest, show me how to put it on while I'm calm, because people don't think about this. You're gonna be amped on 11.
Yeah, you will.
Putting on a vest is not that easy when you are freaking out for your life. Anyway.
Yes, accessory for people with disabilities is a big consideration. It's been a while, but I feel like Royal Caribbean probably would be better. Yeah, I haven't been on another ship other than Carnival, so I don't know.
Okay.
So I'll take after what she says.
I know my cousin works on Princess Cruises.
So ask her about it. Ask her how for disability, how are they compared to Carnival, compared to Royal Caribbean?
Okay.
Carnival, I wouldn't. Sorry, but I wouldn't. It is crowded. It is a lot of people.
Yeah, I would get overstimulated really fast.
You will be extremely overstimulated. And that's just at the buffet. It's a lot of people.
I'd be hiding in my room. No.
Let me rephrase it. It will stimulate you from your room because a lot of the cruises you have to cut across where the pool area is weave it in to get to the buffet. A lot of people.
I'm not going.
A lot.
That does that.
At the beginning of the trip for safety, very important. I totally forgot about that part, Tracy, but it's very important. Yeah, and like I said, it's mandatory. But anyway, let's go ahead and get on into the next one, Mafia video of the week. So now we're going to move away from the grandmothers, the aunties, and everything else with EJ, and we're going to go strictly to the mamas. So we're going to look at the types of moms. What's for dinner?
What am I gonna cook? What you gonna cook? You know, it's plenty in here to eat. You know, microwavables, Michelinas, noodles, hot pocket, turkey, ham. You know, hey, cereal. You can boil you some eggs. You can make your sandwich. What do you want for dinner? Because y'all old enough to fend for yourself. I'm not understanding why y'all keep asking me, what am I gonna cook? What are you gonna cook? Hi, can I get a large pepperoni pizza? Yeah, with a medium meat lovers? Yeah, I've just gotten off from work and apparently my family is hungry. Yeah, Oh, children, honey, dinner's ready. Come. I made a succulent pot roast, hence the pot, with homemade mashed potatoes and corn on the cob. Now for our dessert, we'll be having a moist and delicious pound cake with a honey drizzle, and it is gonna be awesome. Who's ready to dig in? Let's do it. Let me ask you something. Did it ever occur to you that I wasn't the only person in the house that could cook? Did it ever cross your mind to say, let me ask somebody else? Did you ever think to ask your father? Do you have to bring all of your needs to mama? Did you ever think, okay, let me ask the other parent in the house? You never think like that? Babe, do you ever say, let me thaw out some meat, make the load lighter on my wife? You know, do anybody ever think about me? Or it's just gimme, do for me. Do anybody ever think about me? What are we having for dinner tonight? The same thing we had last night, because y'all didn't eat it all. It's leftovers in here, so y'all can warm them up. It's giving ungrateful. It's giving too good for leftovers. But you're not going to be too good today. Warm them up. I said warm them up. Okay, y'all, this is a chicken. It's like a stuffed, what was it? Stuffed chicken parmesan. But all the stuffing spilled out. So I don't know. I'm gonna put it back in the oven. Hold on, give me like 30 minutes, cause this. Well, no, I don't want y'all to get sick. Just give me like 30 minutes. Well, we could eat like some Cheetos or something, you know, while it's cooking.
Now, my mom, who I have told many of the people, my mom is right now just a person trying to get into heaven, because that's not the same mom that raised me. My mom was the first one with the, what am I cooking? No. What are you cooking?
What are you?
We got a refrigerator full of food. What you want? Bologna sandwiches all day, buddy. Got chips in there and a soda. What are you cooking? She's also, and this is automatically, sorry, but it was in my life, it was automatic leftovers. We ain't eat all of it the night before. You go finish it off now. The greatest invention ever in my lifetime growing up was the microwave. Warm it up, buddy. Now the rest of it, no. I never went through with honey, here is the food and the beautiful and the pot roast, and let's get it. Y'all ready? You're right. Yeah, we're not celebrating something what we do 5 days a week. We're Which is funny because we didn't even do it 5 days a week. We did it 3, maybe at the most, and that's on a good week. Because sometimes my mom, I was raised by a single mom. Sometimes it was, yeah, just go ahead and make you something to eat. I'll be home in a minute after work. And I understood what that meant. And you better not say a damn word. And the first thing on the list was leftovers. As a matter of fact, we had more fights over the leftovers than anything else because it's like, why you eat all the leftovers? Too. But also, bruh, how can I put this without hurting feelings? Yeah, don't experiment with your family. That's not gonna go good. The chicken with the stuffing and the stuffing fell out, and you you take your chances.
Have a backup plan.
Yeah, you take your chances with your family. That's I don't know what this taste is, and I don't want to hurt her feelings, but it's not good. It's okay. Sorry. Love you, Mom. I can't eat this crap. Sorry, I just can't. I don't know what the hell this is. I don't know what. Can I see the recipe? Maybe you forget the step. I don't know what happened. Yeah. I get what you did. I get what you did right here. You went all the way from step 1 to step 2 to step 9. That's not how we do recipes. That's not how this works. You left a whole bunch of crap out. This and we broke 2, so we can't do this shit again until next month. No, we don't do this. Don't ever do this again. Love you to bits. Don't ever do this again. So by the fact, I'll make a deal with you. You want to experiment? You cannot pick up that book until I'm with you. I'll read the recipe out to you. We are a team. We are a team now. We're a team cook. We're a team. Because I want to eat. And live. In case I didn't make that, clear.
So this is describe how we grew up. When I was with my biological father, he's the one who was cooking. He was a good cook. And I was just happy to have whatever he made put down on the table.
And I'm sorry, I have to cut in. Good God, that's funny.
What?
Meal prep is gingerfied leftovers. that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm prepping for the week. Sure. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Amber just comes up with these thoughts and it's like, I never thought of it like that. That is. She said someone said it years ago and I lost it. It's true. I'm meal prepping for the week. Dude, that's leftovers for the week. And the funny thing about it is, and I'm sorry, and I ain't mean to cut you off. The funny thing about it is, and y'all know y'all ain't gonna eat all that food that week. Y'all, come on. Some of that food stay in the refrigerator to the next week. and the week after and throw away.
Make less food.
You make it sound so simple for people who actually would think that way, and they don't. You know the old saying, do not ever go to the grocery store hungry?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Don't meal prep when you're hungry either. Same concept, but go ahead.
Shouldn't you be like picking all the way through?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or like I said, you'll eat the same meal 2 days in a row and you're done. Yeah. And you'll cook an entirely different thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the meal prep boxes will be sitting in your refrigerator. Yes. Ask me how I know.
Leftovers for me in my father's house was usually we had to wait a few meals so people could pick, I want this, I could have the, because there wasn't enough to, okay, we're all gonna have this again tomorrow night. So, but then, okay, so I'd go from that to the times that I would stay with my mom and Matt. We had a diner that was 1 block away, one tiny little city block away. And it was the cheapest option for us. Like, I usually got something that was like $3.99. They were getting something that was like $7. And we had dinner. We often would. It was an everyday thing, and I know not for everyone. And you can't think of going out every day because it was so ready and convenient. There's the word I'm looking for. It just became a part of what we did. Because my mom was the youngest of 5 children and 4 girls, and was a change of life baby for her mother. By the time she got to her, like, she wasn't teaching her cooking. That was stuff that her older sisters learned, but I don't know. She was tired by the time Mama Heart came out. So yeah, we don't do a lot of the traditional. The mother cooks, the father. My brother is the primary parent at his home, and he cooks because he's fantastic at it. A lot of our male relatives are really good at cooking. Cool, and they enjoy it. I don't really get anything out of it.
I learned grilling for that simple fact. I'm very good at it. Smoking, really. Grilling, can take it or leave it. But smoking,
Okay. Ooh.
Lord.
I do like a good smoked brisket or something like that.
Yeah. All right, folks, we're almost at the end of the show. Positive story of the week.
Oh, here we go.
A real one this time, Afra. Sorry, but you're going to have to work here first.
This didn't happen to me, but it was relayed to me by the manager. There was a locally owned hardware store close to where I was working. This place had the most amazing selection of fasteners, nuts, bolts, screws, etc., down to M2 Allen screws. The kind of stuff you'd never find in a big box, Everything was always in its place. You'd never see a bag of M3x5 screws in the M3x8 slot. It was heaven for a tinkerer like me. One evening, I complimented the manager on how immaculate the section always was, and she started laughing. She tells me that it used to be a mess, but one day everything was in the right spots, but none of the employees would take credit. They all hated having to organize the section. I can't blame them, and everyone was confused. They started joking about being visited by the Bolt Fairy. A couple days later, she notices a teen boy intently looking through one of the drawers. Then he moves a few bags around and closes it. She realized she was witnessing the Bolt Fairy in action. He notices he's being watched. He muttered a timid, "I'm sorry," and turns to leave. The manager stops him and says, "Don't be sorry, but I can't have you working here unless you work here. Can you come back later with your mom or dad?" He mutters a shy, "Okay," and leaves. About an hour later, he comes back with his mom. The mom was looking apprehensive and apologetic. The teen looked like he knew he was about to be in big trouble. The mom explained that her son was autistic and loved organizing things. He wouldn't get stressed about things that were disorganized, but just enjoyed sorting stuff. The manager explained that for insurance, legal, and moral reasons, he couldn't work in the store unless he worked for the store. The mom said that it wouldn't happen again, and the teen's eyes started to water. That's when the manager pulled out an application and a uniform polo and asks what hours he wanted to be scheduled. The mom just started laughing, and the boy exploded into tears of joy. I found out later that he worked there for about 2 years until his family had to move across the country. When he put in his notice, the owner found out where they were moving, went online and found another locally owned hardware store with good reviews, contacted them, and gave a glowing recommendation.
Oh. You're right. That is a positive story.
See,
I know some people that describe their autism as their superpower.
yeah,
It helps them see things, hear things, perceive things that normies just don't. I kind of had the story unraveled just before they would give it. I'm like, I bet you I know what this is. Because it's very familiar to me. Way to go. Way to help out with there are some things that they're labeled disabilities or just something that we need like some kind of accessibility for. But they don't realize that a lot of times that's going to be an incredibly intuitive person. And if you could just kind of observe them, they'll not only be figuring out how to best do that job and to most efficiently work it all out. And they'll do it all by themselves. It's always heartwarming to me when I see people making room for those differently abled people throughout the world. Yeah. I mean, there's so many of us, we could still do a job, like, I may not be able to get up every morning, but I sure as hell can put together support groups.
Hmm.
Like, there's some things that we are just especially made for now. It was so cool. I love that the manager handled it, or the boss, whatever it is, it just handled it in just the best way. Gave everybody respect, humanity. Probably like the mother was just so relieved at that point. Very cool story. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
First of all, Afra, thank you for it. Was a really that was really lovely. LOL, Marlon and your smirk. I did not smirk.
I didn't see a smirk. Where?
I didn't smirk. I just smiled. Little things can make a huge impact in other people's lives.
Yeah.
And this is not here to ruin it. Yes.
Yes.
Call it fake. He'd call it. But let's go back to whatever. No, it's a cool story. I'm going to tell you what the cool part of it was. This teenager cannot believe that he's going to get paid for something he enjoys doing. That's very rare, and I'm using quotations for the normies.
Mm-hmm.
Get paid for something you enjoy doing. You got a job, you do it because you want to get paid. You ain't really got to enjoy it. We've heard that all our life. You ain't got to like the job, you get paid. This young man is literally getting paid for something he enjoyed doing. The second thing I like about this story is that manager could have stopped right there with the 2 years that dude was there. He went the second step of finding the closest place where this kid can go work and put in you need to hire this kid. Recommend. I mean, as many stories that we read about these power tripping managers that we got over here, thank goodness we got a manager that said, I got someone who's going to do the job of people who just don't want to do this job. Basically.
Yeah.
And boy, doing it. And is good at it. Why the hell would I mess this up? He gets a benefit. The company gets a benefit. I get a benefit. The other employees get a benefit.
Yeah.
Tell me what's wrong with this.
Let's say that, he comes in 2 hours, 5 days a week, 10 hours. That's, that's part-time. And in some cases, it may actually get him some health insurance in some cases.
The best case scenario, Anna, it gives him work experience.
Yeah.
Because the first thing that popped in my head was, I would love to be there where they said, okay, it's time to go take a lunch. And he goes, I'm supposed to take a lunch? Yeah, and you get paid for it.
And a break.
I go take a lunch and I get paid for it? Yeah. Yes. That's the law. What? Kudos to this manager. For real. For real. You're a real one, dude. Thank you. You're a real
to see that your shop needs something, that somebody can fulfill it, that's what a leader does.
Right.
Puts those things into action.
Everybody
on
this one action. Everybody.
Yep.
Foxy's videos of the week. Oh, yeah, you're right. You don't get paid for lunch but breaks. You get paid breaks. You don't get paid for lunch. That's why it's a 9-hour work day. But yeah.
Right. You get those things carved out.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm not gonna take us down because a lot of these are short. Like the longest is 30 minutes, 30 seconds. Again, all of these are from Foxy.
Okay.
And again, y'all gonna blame me because I'm the one that's picking them to put it on here. So I have no idea why I say that anymore. Anyway, is it really an insult?
Someone just told me that I have the same haircut as their coochie. I've never been so insecure in my life. I never thought my haircut being coochie haircut would be my biggest insecurity, but it is. Here we are. She was like, I love your hair so much, Bodhi. I gave my coochie the same fade that you got. What am I supposed to say to that?
Wow. I got the coochie fade.
I feel you, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Nobody's gonna say it cool. I'm sorry. I feel you. Somebody should not look at your hair and think coochie. I'm sorry. That is so fucked up.
When you have that tight a curl.
If somebody looks at your hair and the first thing they think about is that, oh no. That's yeah, it is hilarious. I'm sorry. It's still fucked up, but it's hilarious.
Ah, that is great.
Oh god. That's I can say, OMG, this is gross. Stop. LOL. I'm sorry. That's no. What? No one said that to him. I'm gonna call it fake. This did not make it on this. This did not need to be made to the show, but it did. It's funny. Second video of the night. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that like button. I truly appreciate it. What is your point?
One thing about them strip clubs you gotta remember. Stripper arms are not like regular women's arms. They do not know how to touch you delicately. Delicately. That don't sound right. Delicately. Delicately. They don't know how to touch you delicately. Delicately. That's the word I'm looking for. Delicately. What I was talking about?
Now, I know the reason why I chose this one. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt why I chose this one, this video on there. Because he's saying it. He is saying it. And a person on the face of the planet who send an email or a text and got a word that they can't spell, so they go all the way back and find a word that they know they can't spell that's similar to what they were trying to say and change the sentence completely.
True.
Ain't nobody out there say they never did that. So kudos for you for sticking out trying to get that word. And he got it, but you got it late because now you don't forgot what the hell you was saying. Sometimes you just need to write shit down, bro. Don't do it off the top of your head. Don't. Delicately, write what the whole point of this was before you go into it. Delicately. The last part being the punchline is the best. Yeah, I knew he was gonna forget. Like, dude, you didn't take two. You need to stop the video and just find out how to say the word and then continue with the point. You thought you was one take man. It didn't work out for you.
frustrated with himself and everything.
Yeah, but he kept it in the video. What video? Because we still don't know what the fuck the point was. What was the point?
Stripper hands.
Stripper hands is not like regular hands.
They're not delicate. They don't touch you delicately.
You should have ended the video off right there.
Point is, the point can leave you really quickly, or it can adjust.
But I am gonna give him kudos that he didn't quit. Like I said, he did it.
Right? He just
They don't touch you softly. They go on with the rest of the story. Nope, I'm gonna get this word.
I love those like they put in 5 best videos and people who are like, once upon a time. Once upon a time, and they can't think of it correctly. Like this woman is holding out an avocado and she goes through like apple, banana, ripe, and then suddenly she goes plum.
She having a stroke? What the hell just happened? What was that?
She's plum. She said that with her whole chest.
What was that? And she's still holding the avocado?
And she's holding the avocado
Yeah,
out.
do yourself a favor.
She just could not grasp what the name was.
Don't have a mental breakdown on air.
The brain said,
Keep that
excuse
shit to
me.
yourself, bro. That, woo, what the? Is he sober? He was sober. He just couldn't say that word.
With the pronunciations that he went back and forth, he not only had to write that out, he had to be sober to pronounce it impeccably.
You need to find the one with the Yelp review listed delicate hands as one of his strong suits.
Ooh. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I have no idea, and I'm not going to ask. Parker having a moment. Like, why would he doing a public service announcement on stripper hands?
They are stronger than they are curvier. They are what?
He accidentally ran into one who was wearing one of those toy giant Hulk hands, and they hit him in the face. Parker, do you need a nap? What is going on with you?
Okay, baby boy mafia, it's bedtime.
Ooh, we going to the last video of the night. Should we take this as a beautiful moment, or should we run?
Hey, I just want to say that if I lose you in this lifetime, that I'll find you in every lifetime. And that's a threat. Because where the hell you think you going? You think you're just going to leave me here by myself? Nope. You know too much. And more importantly, I know too much about you. Sorry, bro. That's what you signed up for when you said ride or die. It's not my fault you didn't see the asterisk sign on die. We're going to have our own show on Lifetime. We're going to have renewed seasons and reruns. Suck it up, Buttercup.
Stalker bitch.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. If I die and come back, and you come and find me, we're going to have an issue. I don't know who you are. If I do, I'm going to pretend I didn't. Some tells me you the reason why I'm in this second life. I need you to stay the fuck away from me. That's you know too much. The fuck is you? What? What is going on right now? Who are you, ma'am? What? That's that's stalking. I don't care. You're stalking over a lifetime. There are two superheroes, Hawkman and Hawkgirl, who that is one of their story arcs. That they die throughout time and they find each other again. Throughout time. Started in ancient Egypt all the way to now.
Cool.
If it didn't work out by ancient Egypt, we're done. There's a problem. We're not made for each other.
Okay.
What?
My dog. Okay, my dog is like looking at me, and she's sitting right there, like looking at me.
She said she's telling you, I'm gonna find you in my next lifetime.
Ah,
she is agreeing with this story. Did you?
mm.
He's literally looking at
She's
you
still
like
looking at me.
he's
Yep.
looking at you like, did you hear that, Anna? He didn't lie. If you go or I go first, you're gonna go and you're gonna get you a new puppy. You're gonna mourn me. I understand that, but you're gonna go and get you a new puppy. Guess what, Anna? It's me again.
Oh,
Why was it so easy to trade me again? Because I know everything. I
that
know
would be great.
I know everything.
Okay, okay.
I don't go anywhere.
My dog is still staring at me.
I was trying to make a joke about why he was afraid of non-delicate stripper hands, Mauler. LOL. I'm not crazy. The jury out. But this show has a way to do that in a nice way. We matched on a dating app years ago. It definitely wasn't him, though. I spot catfished immediately. People crazy, run. I would. Now you have to pedal. I would.
Run. Yeah.
But anyway, that was the last video tonight. Let's go ahead and get up out of here, folks. A little over 2 hours, 18 minutes over 2 hours, which for us is fantastic.
We did good.
Anna, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me here on the weekends, or you can check out BoreliaEtc.com. And really, right now, this time of year, as it gets warmer and warmer, the subject matter becomes more and more important because this is the time of year that some ticks are very, very tiny. In fact, think when you're in a Times New Roman font, size 12, the period at the end of a sentence. That's what size some ticks are this time of year. So they're the babies, and they're the ones that carry a lot of the illnesses. Just be diligent, know, do checks, keep an eye on yourself, anybody that you're with, anytime that you're outside, really. I mean, most people, they talk about that tree that they brushed by on their way to the car. They talk about being in their front window box. They talk about being in their gardens. You know, so we're not always out and having a communion with the land out there, like camping. You know, it's spreading. It's in every state. It's in almost every country. I mean, they found ticks on penguins on the islands off of Antarctica. These guys are resilient motherfuckers. Sorry to all the mothers out there. And I want you to be safe. Because, you know, it's been a hard week for me, and my nerves have felt like they're on fire a lot. It's not nice. So, and I don't want anybody else to go through it. All you gotta do, you can connect up that, hey, I've not been feeling well the past couple of weeks. I did just have, I do have a risk to being around ticks, because they are everywhere. Just keep it in mind.
Taking these to the park last weekend was knocking like little green bugs off my jacket, and I put down for a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I cut the grass back in the backyard that I haven't cut in a while, and those branches that I had to duck under and everything. And all I heard in my head was, "Be careful, be careful, be careful." So guess what I'll be doing? Guess what I'll be doing next week? Those branches are gone.
Ooh.
You know what? You got to go, buddy. If you're gonna bite me, you're gonna earn it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, and of course,
I'm assuming you're Luchapichwa.
I appreciate Anna, and I appreciate everybody that's watched the show tonight. Thank you for being in the comments. It was very entertaining. Tomorrow's going to be a little toxic, though. And until next time, we will see you when we see you. Peace.
She's still looking at me, man.
Maybe your hair look like coochie. I don't know.
It is not that curly.
All right, everybody. Bye.
Good night.